What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, like I promised, I'm going to announce and give you guys the details of the 10 haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights and the 5 scare zones. The first house is the Weekend After Hours Nightmare. Prepare to enter the macabre mind of the Weekend in this haunted house as he stalks your squad through the surreal nightmare of his after hours music. A slasher carving a smile at an otherworldly rave. Bandage maniacs performing extreme plastic surgery. Now his nightmare is now yours. Right, so the Weekend house doesn't really sound that scary, but it's probably gonna sound fun. It's gonna be fun, probably pumping up his music up in there. So yeah, that's the Weekend house. That is the After Hours Nightmare, and I'm excited to experience the Weekend because I know his music. I'm not a huge fan like everybody else, but I do know his music. And I love his music. I just love his music. The next house is Halloween. Gather your friends and visit Haddonfield, Illinois, where Michael Myers is about to don his mask and embark on his first brutal spree. Silent, relentless. He's the embodiment of pure evil. You don't want to go alone as you go back to where it all began. This year, step into the original 1978 horror classic, Halloween. For sure, I know as soon as I walk into the house and I hear the music and I see like a 7-foot guy with a mask and stuff, I'm gonna be scared because I've seen these movies. I've seen every movie except the Rob Zombie one because I don't really agree with that one, but all the other ones I do agree, especially the original Halloween, which this house is based off of. And it's gonna be kind of scary for me. It's gonna be fun but scary for me. But yeah, next house is the Horrors of Blumhouse. Step inside a new double feature of Blumhouse horror. Your Scream squad will find yourselves trapped between a frantic teen and the ruthless serial killer she's swapped bodies with in Freaky. Then you'll try to make a desperate escape from the dark basement of the Grabber before you become his latest victim in the terrifying The Black Phone. Okay, so The Black Phone just came out this past year. I didn't see that yet. Freaky came out in 2019. I haven't seen that yet. So I probably have to see those 2 movies before I go to HHN to understand the characters are going to be in the haunted house. It's going to be I think this house is going to be kind of freaky, like freaky. And The Black Phone is kind of like, I heard it's very like evil and dark and stuff like that. But I feel like it's going to be like a fun house mixed with evil, because Freaky I heard is kind of like weird movie in type of way, and then The Black Phone is kind of dark. So it's going to be kind of fun for Freaky, and then The Black Phone is going to be like very evil. The next house is Universal's Monsters Legends Collide. You thought one Universal monster was scary. How about 3? Better summon your Scream squad because you're about to get caught in the middle of an epic battle between the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Mummy, together for the first time ever. Their missions to find the amulet that will break their curse, and they'll destroy anyone who gets in their way. Meaning, you know, the guests that are going through the house and trying to be, you know, like mysterious, us, are gonna get in their way. So Dracula, the Mummy, and the Wolfman are gonna come after us during this house. It's gonna be kind of fun because I grew up with like cartoons with Dracula, the Mummy, and the Wolfman, and it's gonna be pretty cool to see them live and stuff like that, especially more of the Wolfman because I've seen the Wolfman movie I think back in 2007 or 2008 when I was a little kid. I was like 10 years old, and I went to movie theaters to see that, and it was all like blood and all that stuff, and I was scared of it. Now I'm not scared of it, but it's gonna be kind of cool to see all those monsters collide together. Next house is Spirits of the Coven. Coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your Scream squad into a witch's brew. They'll be cackling and you will be screaming. Alright, so this house, Spirits of the Coven, is basically a bunch of witches, spells, and probably gonna take your body parts or whatever and put them in the spell. I don't know. These are original houses of Universal that I'm going to announce next. So this is the first one, Spirits of the Coven. And usually in these events when Universal does original houses, sometimes, most of the time, they're better than the IP houses like Halloween and all that. So fingers crossed that all these houses are going to be pretty good. I do want Halloween to be good, but I know that when Universal creates their original houses, it ends up good. because last year their original house on the Wicked Growth was a great house, and that was their original house, and now the mascot is the Pumpkin Lord, so that's pretty cool. So anyways, Spirits of the Coven sounds good. I bet all these houses are gonna be good, but let's move on. All right, this one I don't want to try, but it's called Bugs Eaten Alive. While touring a 1950s home of the future, you'll be surrounded by the slime of bugs everywhere as hordes of many-legged terrors descend upon you and your scream squad. You'll be dropping like flies. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like bugs. Who doesn't like bugs? You know, like, nobody likes bugs. So Bugs Eaten Alive, I don't know if I'm gonna do that house. Like, seriously, this might be the only house I might not do at HHN this year. Probably not. I don't want to do it. I seriously don't want to do it because I don't like the feeling of bugs. The house might smell like bugs. I don't like the smell of bugs. Yeah, I just don't like it at all. The next house is Fiesta de Chupacabras. This is a Latin American village where the legend of the creature, the Chupacabras, is celebrated with a colorful fiesta, and the streets are lined with the christening of blood of tourists like you and your amigos. Can you tell my Spanish has left me? Yeah, I still have my accent, but my Spanish is still there. Fiesta of the Chupacabras is gonna be a very good one. I bet it's gonna be a bunch of like skeletons and all that. I bet, and it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be like neon. It'll be kind of cool if it's like neon in the house. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like, not that scary. It's gonna be like a fun house, but not that scary. But let's see, you never know, you never know. Next house is Hell Block Horror. Enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. If they break free from their cells, it's a death sentence for everyone. Alright, Hell Block Horror, we gotta stay away from that one. I'm just joking, I'm gonna go into the house. Sounds like a bunch of psychotic maniacs running around, and if they get out of their cell, they're gonna kill everybody. So it's pretty cool. So meaning that the psychotic maniacs got out of their cell, and when you go into the house, they're gonna kill everybody. So it's all jokes aside, but yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds cool. The next house is Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. In a New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the waves to seek their revenge. You and your scream squad may have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they're reel you in and drag you under. I do remember, I think HHN 25, I didn't go, but I saw it on videos. HHN 35, they did had a Dead Man's Pier scare zone, and now it's a haunted house. So scare zones are more different, you know, like they're more open, and a haunted house is obviously like a facade, so you like go into like the movie or to the TV series or something like that, like into the story, and you can't really see where they're coming from. So it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm not looking for those hooks touching my feet. I'm just joking. They're not supposed to do that. But all jokes aside, I was just joking. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. So if you like fishing, there's a house for you. And the last house is Descendants of Destruction. Careful not to leave any of your scream squad behind as you descend the subway tunnels of a deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on the last remnants of humanity. Okay, that means a bunch of people with diseases are gonna attack us, like walkers, like zombies or something like that. That sounds under the subway. That's gonna be pretty cool. I'm very interested in this facade. If there's like an actual subway, like in the sky, in like the roof or something like that. That's gonna be pretty cool. So this is the last house. I can't wait. And like I said, the original houses at Universal are mostly every single year they do an original house. Almost half of those original houses that they make are better than the IP houses. So you never know. Let's see if these houses are gonna be good. For sure, I think they're gonna be good. And remember, the first night is going to be good, but once the event goes along, like September and entering October, the event gets better and better and better. Alright guys, so those are your 10 haunted houses for Halloween Horror Nights. There's at least 4 IP houses, and then the rest of them, the 6 of them, are all original houses. Now it's time for the 5 sinister scare zones. So the first scare zone is Horrors of Halloween. The Pumpkin Lord, the spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event, summoning hordes of friendliest creatures. Terror has taken root. I think this is in the beginning of the park. This is where by Minions is. So this is the beginning of the park, and we're gonna see the Pumpkin Lord and his pumpkin. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait for that. Because he was in the Wicked Grove last year in the haunted house, so now he's in the scare zone. The next scare zone is Scarecrow Cursed Soil. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. They'll harvest your screams. This one I'm pretty excited because this one has like an actual barn that you walk through, a scare zone with a barn. This is gonna actually be before you reach Simpsons Land. That's where it's at. You gotta pass Hollywood Boulevard and then that scare zone, like where all the trees are at. That's usually like a pumpkin scare zone, but now they switched it up to a scarecrow, which is not gonna be the first year that they have scarecrows there. That's gonna be pretty cool. I cannot wait for that because it's different scarecrows coming at you, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And that scare zone is pretty dark and a lot of fog around every scare zone, but this one most importantly has a lot of fog. Next scare zone is called Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Mayor Sweet's Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. This one is right next to the tribute store, and it has like a storyline with the tribute store. I don't know the entire thing, but I know this one is based in New York. This scare zone is in the New York section, and it has 3 parade floats, which I cannot wait to see and walk around. And the scare actors are there, and of course there's fog, and there's Halloween. It's supposed to be like a Halloween like carnival and stuff like that, and all those kids that you see there, all those scare actors are supposed to, you know, like they eat candy and then they turn them into like you know, like psychopaths and crazy killers and stuff like that, and then now they're after you. So I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be fun. The next scare zone is Graveyard Deadly Unrest. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. So Graveyard Deadly Unrest is going to be in the Hollywood section of the park. So as soon as you enter the park, you go to your right, and then it's gonna be right there. I think it's gonna be like a bunch of like zombies or vampires or something like that. I don't know what's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be like a bunch of old people that were just gone and dead. Of course, this one is gonna be a lot of fogs. Like everything in Halloween Horror Nights has fogs, has loud music, and it's going to be very scary, but very fun, because scare zones can be scary and could be fun. And I can't wait for this because the props do look cool on this one as well. Now the last scare zone is Conjure the Dark. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceries called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. Now your blood will fuel them. Okay, so Conjure the Dark seems like very dark. So they have like evil monsters coming into like from another dimension. I don't know how they're gonna do that, like a portal or something like that. This is going to be right next where Earthquake used to be, the entrance of Earthquake in the San Francisco area. So there's another scare zone there as well. And it's gonna be cool, obviously. So they're gonna do like there's like a stage show as well, probably. I don't know, it's not confirmed, but it's like gonna be like a bunch of like witches or something like that, creating spells and getting like monsters from other dimensions and bringing them to the scare zone to hunt you down. So guys, that is it for Halloween Horror Nights. That is your 10 houses, and that is your 5 sinister scare zones. So I hope you guys enjoyed the documentary that I put on here of what the houses are going to be like, what the scare zones are going to be like. I'm definitely not going into the bug house at all. I don't like the smell. I don't like insects. I don't like bugs. So I'm not gonna go, definitely I'm not going into that house. But the other houses and all the 5 scare zones I will be going through, but the bugs house I will not. Let me know in the comments down below, what house are you excited for this year? I am incredibly excited for Halloween and the Weekend house and the Monsters house. And then the original houses, I can't speak for them because obviously they're original houses. But the Weekend, I love his music. Halloween, I love the movies. And Monsters, I grew up with like little cartoons of monsters and stuff. Obviously it's not cartoons, it's gonna be evil stuff. But anyways, and the scare zones, I think the scare zones I am looking forward to is the Pumpkin Lord himself. And I believe the New York scare zone with the sweet candy stuff that turns the kid psychotic into killer. So I can't wait for that. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you guys are notified for each one of my videos that come out, and hit and kick that like button so this YouTube video can go out to the YouTube universe. But with that being said, go live life, do what you love, and remember, always follow your dreams. Bye guys.